Hello and welcome to this new video tutorial of Magento 2 dealership extension. Now using this particular plugin, the customers can apply to become a dealer by filling up the dealership registration form within your Magento 2 platform based web store. The admin on the other hand can approve, disapprove or delete the dealership request of any customer as required. The customers also have the option to check their dealership status, which can be approved or disapproved as said by the store admin. And the dealership status can be checked from the store front end there from the header by tapping on the dealership status there. Apart from that, the plugin allows the admin to create attributes and attribute groups for the dealership registration form. The created additional attributes are visible on the dealership registration form that can be chosen by the customer to provide more information to the store owner regarding the dealership there itself. So now in today's video tutorial, I'll be taking you through the workflow of this particular plugin, that's the Magento 2 dealership extension, and I'll be showing you how to become a dealer, how to check the dealership status, and how to find the dealers within the store there by entering the location and the zip code for the particular area. But before we proceed further with this particular video tutorial, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. So right now you can see that I'm on one of the categories right now on the Magento 2 platform based web store, and here in the header you can find we have three different options. One is the find dealer, one is the become dealer, and one is the dealership status. You can see that right now I have not logged into the account there. So if I tap here in the find dealer, we'll be able to find the dealers there by entering the location or the city name and the postal zip code, and after tapping on the search button, we'll be able to find the dealers according to the entered city name and the postal code, and accordingly the location would be shown on the Google Maps itself. Now then we have the dealership status. After you have registered to become a dealer there, if you go to the dealership status option from the header, then you'll be able to check your dealership status that can be approved or disapproved. So to check your dealership status, you just need to enter the registered email address within this particular section and then tap on the submit button to find whether your dealership status has been approved by the admin or is disapproved as said by the admin there. To become a dealer, you have to tap here on the become a dealer option in the header, and that would basically bring up the become a dealer section. As you can see, that's having three different stages. One is the stage to enter the personal details, one is for the business details, and one is for the review and submit the details thereafter. Now let's get ahead and let's register a customer there as a dealer, and let's enter the details of the dealer there. So for that, I'll be entering the first name, last name, and then I'll be entering the sign-in information for the same. So let me go ahead and let me enter the name, first name Peter, the last name as Doe. I'll enter the email peter@webkul.com. I'll be entering the password for the same. Then I'll be confirming my password. After entering these details on the personal details section here, I'll be tapping on the proceed button. Now after tapping on the proceed button here, you can see that right now we are on the second section, that's the business details, and here we have the address information wherein we need to enter the company name, the street address, city, country, state, province, zip code, and the phone number. Apart from that, you can see that we have the business information section wherein we need to enter the dealer's location. This is the location that would be used to find the dealers on the find dealer section there. So we have to enter a location for that as well. And apart from that, you can see that we have the additional dealer information section. So whichever what we say as the attributes or the custom attributes that the admin has created for the dealer registration form, they all would be visible here under the additional dealer information section, as you can see. So we have already created a few additional attributes there, like age, about dealer, date of birth, a checkbox option, products available, dealership for, and two options to upload the image there of the dealer himself. So let's get ahead and let's enter the details here. So I'll be setting up the company name. I'll be entering the street address, and then I'll be entering the city. I'll be choosing the country as United States. I'll choose California. I'll be entering the zip code there. I'll be entering my telephone number. Then here I'll be entering the dealership location. So let me go ahead and enter the information there. So I'll be choosing it as San Francisco, USA. Then here you can enter the age of the dealer, about dealer, my new dealer page. I'll be choosing the date of birth. I'll be just entering the random details here for the custom attributes that we have created. Products available, dealership for full time, and you can also upload the image there for your dealer identity card and your store image there. These are just a demo additional attributes that I've created. Now after entering these details here and setting up the dealer location, you have to tap here on the proceed button. So let me cancel that out, and let's tap here on the proceed button. Now we are on the third step, that's the review and submit. Here we can find the review application for the dealership. Here's the personal information like the Peter Doe and his email address, the business information, the address and the mobile number, and here's the dealership location, that's San Francisco, California, United States of America. Now after that, what you need to do to become a dealer there, you just have to tap on the submit application button, and you'll see that will be registered there, and you can see that the application has been submitted, and will be notified about the application approval on the registered email. Now if you want to check the status of the application, you can tap here on the check status. Otherwise you can directly go to the dealership status here in the header of the website. So let's tap here on the check status button. Now I'll be entering the email here to check my dealership status, and then I'll be tapping here on the submit button. So right now you can see that for the dealer, that's Peter Doe, the location San Francisco, California, United States of America, with the email. Right now the application has been submitted, but it's in the pending state. Now let me take you to the admin backend panel, and let me show you from where the admin would be able to approve this particular dealer. For that, let's hop onto the admin backend panel now. I'll be logging into the admin backend panel by entering the username and the password. Now kindly note that after the successful installation of the Magento 2 dealership extension, you will find one option there on the side panel, that's the dealership management. Under that we have three different sections. One is the manage dealers, dealer attribute manager, and the attribute group manager. Under the manage dealers, we'll find the complete list of dealers who have applied for the dealership there, and we'll find a complete list of the same, as you can see. And here from the drop down we have three different options for the dealers. One is to delete the dealers, approve or disapprove the dealers. Now for example, here we have the Peter Doe, whose status is pending right now, from San Francisco, California, United States. To approve the dealership, I'll select that up, and from the drop down I'll choose approve. On the prompt I'll be tapping on the OK button, and this would basically approve this particular dealer there. You can see that the record has been updated successfully and the status is approved right now. Now if I go back to the storefront, and for the dealership, if I again enter the email address and tap on the submit button, now we can see that the dealership status, the application has been submitted and the admin response has been received there, and the dealership status right now is active. So that was the basically the process of becoming a dealer, and how the admin would be able to what we say as approve the dealer. To find a dealer, what you need to do is you need to go to the find dealer by the header option here, and that will bring up the find a dealer section, as you can see. So to find the dealer, what you can do is you can enter the city name and the postal zip code, for example, and then you can tap on the search button thereafter, and you can see that we have found one dealer, that's Peter Doe from San Francisco. with the telephone number, the email address, and here's the location of the dealer himself on the Google Maps, as you can see. Now let me take you to the admin backend panel and let me show you how the admin would be able to create the attributes and the attribute groups from the plugin configuration settings. So for that, let me take you to the admin backend panel. Now, as I've told you, under the dealership management, we have managed dealers. We have seen what different options are there under the managed dealers. Then we have the dealer attribute manager. Here we'll find the complete list of attributes that the admin has created for the dealer registration form. So here you can see that we have the dealership for, products available, date of birth, about dealer, age, and these were the same attributes that we saw on the front end when we tried to become a dealer there. On the step second there, let me take you to the step second there. For that, let me enter the details here, and let me enter the email address, the password, the confirm password. And now if I tap here on the proceed, here you can see the additional dealer information section having the different custom attributes created by the admin, like age, about dealer, date of birth, previously registered for dealership, product available, dealership for, and two options to upload the image there. Now if I go to the back end, you can see age, about dealer, date of birth, previously registered for dealership, product available, dealership for, your store image, and the dealer identity card. Now on the manage dealer attributes here under the dealership management, on the second option, here we have different options that can be applied to the created attributes. Like we can delete the attributes, we can manage the display fields, whether to display on the dealer profile, hide it from the dealer profile. Then we have the attribute status, you can enable or disable the status of the attributes, and you can select any of the attributes and you can assign a group to the attributes as well as per your own requirement there. Now to add a new attribute there, what you need to do is you need to tap here on the add attribute button, and that will bring up the section to create a new attribute. As you can see here, for the attribute we have to set up the attribute information like the default label, the attribute code. The front-end input type can be of text field, text area, date, yes or no option, multiple select, drop down, media file, and file options. You can also make whether the values should be required or not. You can apply the input validation as well. You can set up the input field sort order for the attribute there. From the drop down, you can choose the dealer group as well, and you can set the status of the attribute itself as enable or disable as per your own requirement there. And then you can set up the manage label according to your store view there, and then you have to just tap here on the save attribute to save your particular attribute. Now let me edit one attribute to give you a more precise overview. So for that, let me edit one here. So for example, let's choose here dealership for, and let me edit it out. On the edit attribute section here, you can see the default label, that's dealership for. Values required as yes, front end input type is of drop down type. The group is the dealer from the group 1. The attribute set is enabled. The options here, full-time, part-time. So from the drop down, the dealer can choose it as a full-time or the part-time option there. And so that's how you can create the dealer attributes very easily, and they will then be available here under the additional dealer information section on the dealer registration form at the storefront. Now coming to the third option there, that is the attribute group manager. So from here you'll be able to create or you can manage the dealer attribute groups. So here are the two groups that we have created. Now here you can do two actions. One is delete the attribute group, or you can set the group status as enabled or disabled as per your requirement there. To add a new group, you have to tap here on the add new group button, and that will bring up the attribute group information section, wherein you can set up the group information like the group name and set the status as enabled or disabled. And from here you can assign the attributes as well that you have created in the section that's the dealer attribute manager. Or before, what you can also do is, if you're not assigning the attributes from here, after saving the group, then you can assign the group to a particular group, or what we say as you can assign attribute to a particular group by going to the manage dealer attributes. You can select a particular one. From the drop down, you can choose the assign group, and you can assign the group to a particular you can assign the particular attribute to a particular group as required there. So these are the three different options: manage dealer, dealer attribute manager, and the attribute group manager that you get after the successful installation of the Magento 2 dealership extension. Now let me show you how the dealers would be able to log into their account. So we had created Peter dealer there, and the email was peter@webkul.com, and let me enter the password for the dealer, and let me tap here on the login button thereafter. Now after login, you can see that here the dealers will find one option, that's the dealer information, and if I tap on the dealer information, the particular dealer would be able to see the dealer profile details. So here you can see we had chosen the dealership for full time, the product available was toys, previously registered, date of birth, about dealer I had entered my new dealer page, and the age was 32. So these are the custom attributes for the dealer registration page that are visible to the dealer after login there, and after login they can view and can change the details here as well, and can save the configuration as required. Now let me show you the initial configuration settings for this particular plugin. So for that we'll have to go to stores, configuration. On the configuration page under the Webkul block, here you'll find the dealership option after the successful installation of this particular plugin, and here you have the general settings wherein you can enable or disable the dealership functionality within your store by choosing a yes or a no as required. Then you have to enter the Google API key that's used for displaying the location on the Google Maps itself. Then we have the radius unit, so you can set up it as kilometer or miles as per your own requirement. You can also set up the allowed image extensions, and you can add multiple image extensions separated by a comma there, and the allowed file extensions that can be uploaded by the dealers there. And lastly, you just need to tap here in the save configuration button to save the configuration settings. So yes, that was much about the Magento 2 dealership extension, and I hope it helped you out in understanding the workflow of the same. If you still have any questions, queries, suggestions or requirements, then kindly do reach back to us at support@webkul.com, or you can raise a ticket at webkul.uvides.com as well. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video, and have a great day ahead.